contain the heavy run game of Oregon. Otherwise, USC is in for big trouble.
First down and 10 of the 25. Mariota to throw on first down. And he has his receiver, Josh Huff, the junior. Marcus Mariota, first freshman to start at quarterback for Oregon since Danny O'Neal in 1991. And here are the quick strike Ducks. Back to the line of scrimmage after a 9-yard gain. Second down and 1. They hand it off. Barner straight ahead. He crosses the 40 up to the 41-yard line. Tackled by Deion Bailey. Also Anthony Brown in on the play.
Notice early Oregon in the backfield. You've got DeAnthony Thomas on the field, and Mariota, who's been so tremendous as a quarterback, gives you a third running threat. With Barner and Thomas, Mariota also uses his legs quite well.
Now he pulls it down, rolls out of the pocket, throws on the run. He has Huff. He juggled it. And they're going to call this a catch at the 30-yard line.
And if you're USC, you want it reviewed right away because of the juggling, but I think they got it right. Huff, as he was juggling it and bringing it in, kept the foot in bounds. Well done by Huff on the sideline.
That's a 30-yard gain. Mariota now finding his tight end, Colt Lyerla. Hayes Ballard with the tackle.
And look how fast Oregon wants to go now. Everyone getting to their positions quickly. In the red zone, they have been lethal all season long. 39 touchdowns in 49 possessions.
Gain of 8, opening drive for Oregon. Mariota firing, lofting it. Touchdown, the Black Mamba. And just like that, Oregon opens up and scores on their opening drive. DeAnthony Thomas.
And Oregon called the game in reverse early. They are a heavy run team with their spread. They came out throwing the football, moving at a fast pace, never let USC get set and confident on defense. And be aware, they don't mind going for 2 out of this formation.
So Rob Beard comes on to attempt the extra point. The Ducks, as you always say, Charles, playing with NASCAR-type speed. They go on a 5-play, 75-yard drive.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Second and 5 of the 27. Mariota underneath. Oh, almost picked off. They hand it off. Barner with a first down and more. Pops it outside to the corner. Kenyon Barner, touchdown, Oregon. 27 yards. And the extra point by Beard is good.
They were the ones out in front. Tonight, they'll be the ones doing the chasing.
Marquise Lee lets it go over his head and into the end zone.
Hard-fought affair in Tennessee.
From the 25, Matt Barkley, 8 of 12, 82 yards. He'll throw it all the way down. Marquise Lee! Caught! Marquise Lee! Touchdown SC! 75 yards!
Take a look at the defense out on the corner against Marquise Lee. Ekpe Olumu fell down on the jam, and Dargan overran the play coming over as Lee got inside of him. USC's offensive line gave Barkley plenty of time to let that route develop, and he hits Lee in stride for a huge play for USC.
Extra point by Hadari is good. Hadari will send it away. Back-to-back touchbacks for Andre Hadari. This time, the Black Mamba brings it out. And DeAnthony Thomas goes down at make it the 22-yard line, and a flag on the play.
After the play, personal foul on the return team, number 46. Penalties enforced half the distance to the goal, first down.
All right, Aaron, first down and 10 at the 12. Mariota handing it off, and Barner dropped immediately. second down at 15. DeAnthony Thomas in space now. And Thomas gets to the 15-yard line. Third down and 6. Mariota lobbing it. Varner, first down, Oregon. 9 plays, 75 yards, 10 play, 80 yards for touchdowns. Varner breaking tackles again. Kenyon Varner in SC territory, out of bounds at the 30. On first down, DeAnthony Thomas this time. Thomas running downhill. And Thomas tackled inside the 20. First down at the SC 18. Here's the pitch. And knifing in Dion Bailey. A loss of 6. Second and 16. Play fake. Mariota winds up. Mariota underneath, and he has his receiver, Thomas, at the 10-yard line. About 3.5 yards short of a first down.
You see the versatility of DeAnthony Thomas, running back, slot receiver. He can do it all.
Mariota near side, caught by Will Murphy, and Murphy picks up a first down.
Will Murphy had 9 catches on the season prior to that one.
Mariota dancing in the pocket, gets it away. Make it second down and goal at the 5. Varner looking to get to the corner, and does. Man. And it's very interesting to see Notre Dame holding on to beat an unranked Pitt team.
Starting with this game with USC. If they win this one, they should expect to see some bounce from it.
And the extra point blocked.
He's been inactive every game so far for the 49ers. They're so loaded at running back. You must be loaded if you can't find a spot for LaMichael James to play for you.
Marquise Lee starts from the 2-yard line. And Lee making people miss. Marquise Lee going down at around the 22. Vanuku in red in the eye. Barkley wants to throw it, steps up. Underneath, incomplete, intended for Robert Woods. Barkley to Marquise Lee. Hesitation, gets up the sideline and is Barkley drops it off to Grimble, first down. From the 36. Red. And Red keeps his feet at the 45. Red again, first down. And he'll get to the 40. From the Oregon 40. Vanuku and McNeil line up in the offset eye. They give it to McNeil with space. Curtis McNeil still churning. And McNeil down at the 20.
Corner.
A 20-yard gain. First down and 10 at the 20. And this time, Curtis McNeil bottled up in the backfield. Kiko Alonso. Red running left. And Alonso there again. Third down and 11 at the 21. Robert Woods in the slot. Barkley over the middle. Caught. Lee picks up the first down at the 9. First down and goal at the 9-yard line for the Trojans. 10th play of the drive. It started at the 23. Here's a handoff. Red straight ahead. Dwight Freeney, Bob Sanders back then. Second and goal at the 7. Barkley on the play fake. Incomplete. Silas Red, the single setback. Barkley pumping, looking. Barkley in trouble. Barkley. Flag on the play in the corner. Caught! Robert Woods. But hold everything. It's a touchdown. But what's the flag?
Where I saw it come from.
Prior to the pass being thrown, holding defense number 27. Penalties declined, touchdown stand.
Because here's where the hold occurs. Take a look at Terrence Mitchell, number 27. That's where the flag came in, holding Nelson Aguilar. But the play was extended for Barkley, and he finds Woods for the touchdown.
So with 5 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Gus Johnson along with Charles Davis in the booth. Julie Alexandria on the sideline. SC cuts it to 10. Adari has done a nice job on touchbacks. This time, DeAnthony Thomas gets one more opportunity. And DeAnthony Thomas taken down after he crosses the 15.
Take a look at Matt Barkley in our phantom camera. See his eyes wide open because he knows where he wants to throw the football. But they close because he knows the contact is coming from Deion Jordan. He knew where his target was, let it go. Then his eyes closed as he absorbed the contact. Well worth it. Touchdown USC, but Matt Barkley saw it clearly before the hit.
But for Oregon, 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. Kenyon Barner putting up huge numbers. They get it to DeAnthony Thomas. Thomas running straight ahead.
You see nothing, meaning you got to down focus, read your keys, get clean on what you're seeing, not see the whole big picture and let all the intricacies affect your play.
Mariota running. Mariota with a first down. Watch out. He's got blazing speed. Mariota all the way down inside the SC 15. Nickel Roby tracked him down after a 57-yard gain.
Now let's see if they see a little or see a lot. See the fake there? They saw too much. All these guys were looking here. Instead, Mariota sees the gap and he's gone.
Now he throws it. Mariota, touchdown, Oregon.
Which helped him make his decision because he saw him all of last year.
But we'll tell you right after the kick.
Okay, well, I'm mulling it over about which coach at USC did that.
Lee from the 4. And Marquise Lee will get to the 20. Now 4:54 to go in the first half. Barkley fires. Picked off. Intercepted. And out of bounds, Kiko Alonso. Oregon with 407 yards in total offense. 5 touchdowns in 25 minutes. Mariota breaks a tackle and finally goes down. Breslin, second down and 17 after the 7-yard loss. Barner and Deion Bailey grabs his ankles. Oregon needs to go to the 18-yard line for a first down. They hand it off Barner, and he will not get the first down. And he pulled it. So with 2:49 remaining, the Trojans would love to go into the locker room down by only 10. Play fake. Barkley throws a home run again. Aguilar! Oh my goodness! The freshman, Nelson Aguilar! Touchdown Trojans! What a catch! 76 yards! Woo!
We saw the eyes of Matt Barkley on the phantom cam. How about there? A clean pocket, perfect sight lines, and Aguilar knows the hit's coming from inside, focuses and puts the ball away, and that's a coming out party for the freshman. They've been looking to develop the third receiver all year long. Nelson Aguilar stepping into the breach this evening.
2:37 to go. Here in the second quarter, we've got a good old-fashioned shootout, folks. Thomas and low back deep, and they'll line drive this one. And it's down at the 32.
They could do that again, and USC's defense cannot afford to relax. Oregon will not just run out the clock.
Mariota dives and picks up a first down. Mariota to throw, lofting it up. And a flag on the play.
Torrin Harris runs right into him. That's what the flag's going to be. And the concentration was still there.
At the SC 24. Barner turns a corner. Breslin chasing him. Barner goes out of bounds at the first down marker. First down and 10 at the 13. Mariota. And this time he's drilled. Oh, and they fumble it. Loose. SC's got it. First turnover of the day for Oregon. With 1:23 to go, this place is ready to explode. Barkley. Marquise Lee, the intended receiver. Dangerous throw. Lee in motion out of the backfield. Barkley. Here's a screen. Red. First down. And more. Silas Red. McNeil running. Curtis McNeil. Out of bounds at the Oregon 40. And what we're seeing now, folks, counterpunch by USC. A gain of 21, 1st and 10 at the Oregon 40. McNeil remains in the game. Here's Barkley, finds McNeil. McNeil in space. Curtis McNeil down at the Oregon 15. USC with fight. A gain of 19, a gain of 21, and now a gain of 25.
I like the play call and using the pressure of Oregon against itself. We've seen a couple of screens.
Here's Barkley, pumping, in the end zone. Flag on the play.
On this play.
2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense, number 50. Pass interference, defense, number 14. Penalties offset, replay first down.
Barkley to the sideline and dropped. Marquise Lee. They find Marquise Lee. And Lee tries reverse. Dropped it. Oh! Who's got the football? Oregon.
This is how you survive on defense in college football 2012. Don't worry about the score, but how many times can you strip the ball away and knock it free and take it from the other team? And the ball was knocked free. I'm told it was Deion Jordan, the All-American defensive end.
Here's Barner running. And Barner out of bounds with 8 seconds to go. Oregon to kick off to start the second half. Marquise Lee back deep. And this is Lee who fumbles it. Picks it up at the 10. Lee gets to the 30. Still running, Marquise Lee. Finally wrapped up at the 35-yard line. First down and 10 at the 35 for Matt Barkley lining up in the gun. Robert Woods in motion. Here's Barkley. Caught on his knees. First down and 10 at the 46. Randall Telfer in motion. They hand it off. Silas Red breaks a tackle. Forward lean, picks up 5.
Because remember, at the end of the half, Oregon forced the turnover and saved themselves on defense.
2nd and 5. Red following his blocks, trying to get outside, cross forward. Vianuku, the deep back for the Trojans. They give it to him, looking for 3, and he's got more. Soma Vianuku, the freshman. First down at the 35, opening drive of the second half for the Trojans. Here's a handoff to McNeil. Trying to get outside, turns it up. Barkley to throw. Looks backside, Robert Woods, the intended receiver, and a flag.
He wanted to see his guys contest more passes that are being played, but he had a firm grasp of Robert Woods all the way through.
Barkley in trouble. Gets it away to Vianuku, and incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Barkley to the sideline. Robert Woods. Oregon showing blitz. Here they come. Here's a handoff. Red. Silas Red. 2nd down and 3. Vianuku and Red. Here's Red again. Wow, this SC team
And how they're running the football.
First down and goal at the 8. Opening drive of the second half for the Trojans. Down by 10. Barkley lobs it. Marquise Lee! Incomplete. Second down and goal at the 8. Barkley throws. Incomplete. This close to the end zone. Xavier Grimble. Barkley looks the other side. Broken up and a flag.
Pass interference, defense, number 2, automatic first down.
Take a look, all the way at the top. See right there, once Lee beat him to the inside, he had to reach out and grab him to try and slow his momentum. It wasn't number 2, it was number 14.
Silas Red. Silas Red! We got a ball game, folks, in LA. Extra point good.
And Oregon now has to start putting points on the board. Before it was a little bit easier.
Adari kicks this one deep into the end zone. Begins at his own 25. Hands it off Kenyon Barner. And Kenyon Barner.
And go all out. They can't let it be that easy on a first down run.
Now Mariota. And he'll get to midfield at the legendary LA Coliseum. Mariota again. Mariota bottled up this time and goes down. Barner, bottled up. Barner. Oh, he breaks a tackle. Does he get there is a question. And he did not pick up the first down they're going for. Fourth down and 1. They swing it out. And this is caught by Hawkins for first down.
They just throw the ball out there and let their wide receivers pick it up.
On first down, here's Huff. Makes a first man miss. Huff.
Trying to take out a scat back wide receiver, and he was unsuccessful.
First down, Barner.
So far, we're seeing an answer, only up 3.
Barner again, this time will be dropped for a loss. George Uko. They pitch it to him. Anthony Thomas right next to him. Mariota to throw. Steps up in the pocket and runs it. Looking for the first down. He gets down and it's close. Barner. And he picks it up the hard way. First down. Mariota pumping. Looking. Throws. And he'll whiz this one out of the end zone. It started at the 25. He'll pitch it out. Barner turns it up. And Kenyon Barner goes down at the 10.
And I've seen USC on this drive trying to get substitutes in and out of the game now, trying to combat the tempo that Oregon brings to them. Remember, they gave up 94 plays on defense against Arizona.
Barner again. Breaks it. Barner. End zone. Touchdown. Extra point. Good. And the Ducks back up by 10. Welcome back. 5:14 to go in the third quarter. 10-point ball game. Over 1,000 yards of total offense between these two teams. Marquise Lee, Nelson Aguilar back deep. Here's Lee from the 2. Lee with a lane. Marquise Lee down the sideline. Marquise Lee sprinting out of bounds inside the 20.
Now this is blocked well by USC special teams, but you tend to block better when you know you have a game breaker. Look at that, Aguilar marries up right there on the block. Look at the block here, block here. Now you're giving a guy with incredible gifts an opportunity, and what does he do? Makes 2 Oregon Ducks miss before finally getting corralled deep downfield by number 13, Troy Hill.
An 82-yard return for Marquise Lee. First down at the Oregon 16 for the Trojans. The handoff to Silas Red. And Red dives forward. Pianuku trying to pound it. And Oregon all over the play. On the run, Marquise Lee. First down, SC. As he hops down inside the 5. Terrence Mitchell with the tackle. But on 3rd and 8, Trojans get 12. And now it's first down and goal near the 2-yard line.
In the first half, they used Marquise Lee out of the backfield to hide him. Now they use him in motion. How does Marquise Lee get off the line of scrimmage and have no white shirts near him? That makes zero sense, doesn't it? As a defensive coordinator, he's one of the guys you star, circle, and put a spotlight on in your game plan.
Big game for Lee. First down and goal. They spot it at the 3-yard line. This time it's McNeil. And Curtis McNeil may have gotten a half-yard on the play.
And USC likes to bootleg and throw play action.
Second down and goal, the pitch. Silas Ray, smell it, Payton. And he's in. What a game. 2:32 to go. Third quarter, 41-37. First one to 60 wins.
That might be conservative at the rate we're going. But the extra offensive lineman helped provide the avenue to the end zone for Silas Ray.
Extra point good.
By that touchdown play. Lane Kiffin, a little imagination, took his left tackle and flipped him to the right side, put him in a slot position almost like a receiver, and brought in another tackle to play the backside.
Madari, this is DeAnthony Thomas, will bring it out of the end zone. And Thomas trying to get started and out of bounds.
As does Florida State.
From the 26, here's the toss. Barner gets down the sideline, nice stiff arm, and he'll gain close to 10 yards on the play.
So they move Ryan Clanton from left guard to right guard and put Kyle Long to start the game at left guard, normally a tackle.
Kyle Long, the son of our colleague at Fox, Howie Long, who's in attendance. We saw him at the hotel today. He looked calm for a dad.
For a dad, he's been through it before. He's got his son Chris, who's a Pro Bowl defensive end for the St. Louis Rams.
There he is.
Got Howie Jr., who's a terrific lacrosse player at Virginia.
2nd and 4, Barner again. First down and more. Barner out of bounds. Byron Marshall comes in for Barner in the backfield. Play fake. Mariota up the seam. Touchdown. Josh Huff. His second of the day. 36 yards.
But he doesn't really run with the receiver. But that doesn't mean that I'm not supporting fully.
Little spotty.
That's a very kind way of putting it.
Here's Marquise Lee. Outside. And Lee tackled at the 25. Barkley drops it off to his tight end, Grimble. And Grimble picks up 3.
But they have to do it the hard way.
2nd and 7. Barkley. Caught by Marquise Lee. And a first down for the Trojans. Kiko Alonso stops it. First down and 10 for SC at their own 38. Matt Barkley. Here's a screen to Curtis McNeil. And McNeil. Gus Johnson, Charles Davis, Julie Alexandria. 2nd and 6 for Matt Barkley. And Barkley looking underneath for Robert Woods. 3rd down and 6 at the 42. Barkley over the middle. Almost intercepted, incomplete. The Black Mamba at his own 13. Negretti, end over end kick. And it takes a USC bounce. Down at the 15. Kenyon Barner has 250 yards rushing. This is Mariota. 2nd down and short. They need a yard. And they hand it off. First down, Oregon. At the 27. Barner again over the right side. Picking his way free and picks up another first down.
when Fisher buried the USC deep defender and allowed Barner to access downfield.
Barner straight ahead this time. Another first down. Swiss cheese defense.
And a long way to go for Kenyon Barner. USC's defense is in the danger zone now, needing to force a big play.
They get it out to DeAnthony Thomas. And DeAnthony.
And they're just so relentless. Right back on the line of scrimmage and right back at you.
Here's the hitch to Lowe. Barner. First down. First down at the 26. And they'll run it.
You know who's been quiet tonight is Colt Lyerla, number 15, the tight end. Haven't seen much from him. Always a big play waiting to happen.
Marshall. They'll throw it. Looking for Barner. They have him in the flats. Barner breaks a tackle and gets inside the 10. First down and goal at the 9-yard line. Barner outside and tackled from behind. They had to track him down. Here's the handoff. Barner outside. Extra point is good. 54-38. Make that USC, their defense over the last 2 weeks, given up over 1,300 yards, 714 this evening, 588 last week at Arizona. Marquise Lee inside his own 5. And Lee trying to break another one, and he'll get out of bounds at the 45. First down and 10 for Barkley at the 47. And Marquise Lee. Barkley over the middle. Aguilar. And Silas Red. Barkley to throw it. Marquise Lee. Curtis McNeil in the backfield. Here's McNeil, and this time he's jumped.
Karen as a quarterback is attracting a lot of attention around the country and at the next level with his play this year. Put him on a Heisman watch too. Hasn't thrown an interception all year.
Barkley standing strong in the pocket, and it's picked off. Dargan, third interception of the night by Matt Barkley. A flag on the play. Eric Dargan.
Flag came from the secondary, which if you're an Oregon fan, might make you a little bit nervous.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 21. Automatic first down.
Avery Patterson. So let's take a look, because normally he plays deep. This is him short. Watch him against Woods in the middle. He knocks him down on the play. But I'm not sure why that's pass interference, because the ball's not in the air when he makes the play on Robert Woods. He can chuck him, all right, chuck him. He can knock him to the ground on that play. That part's fine. I'm not sure that's a legitimate call, because that ball's not in the air.
Chip Kelly doesn't understand it either, and he's got a point. USC catches a break. First down and 10 at the 40. Barkley pumping. Delivers. Lee, the intended receiver. That one thrown high.
See the strain on the face of Terrence Mitchell, wanting the interception. And also, it's been a long night for the Oregon secondary too, dealing with the All-American receivers that USC throws at them on every snap.
Second and 10. Barkley dumps it off McNeil. He's got room. McNeil stumbling forward and finally dropped at the 25 after a first down. A 15-yard pickup.
goal of screen passes is to use your aggression against you. Oregon brought some pressure, dumped it short inside, and McNeil gets upfield.
Now Barkley to Aguilar. He turns it up. Nelson Aguilar with a stiff arm and finally tripped up by Eric Dargan, but he'll gain 18.
Seeing a freshman really grow up in front of our eyes tonight, aren't we, partner?
Huge game for Nelson Aguilar. 4 catches, 135 yards, and a touchdown. Lee at the top of your screen. Woods in the slot. Looking for Woods, and Woods incomplete. He got dropped in a flag. Avery Patterson may get flagged for taunting.
It's either that or he's going to say he hit a defenseless receiver after the ball was gone.
Personal foul. Illegal helmet contact on the defense, number 21. At the distance of the goal, first down.
They're always going to err on the side of caution. Let's see the play. Ball's gone. There's the hit. Yes. Helmet ends up in the face mask of Robert Woods. Watch at the end of the play. Ball hits. See the hit right there? Helmet comes underneath and hits the face mask of Woods. They're told to call that every time.
Barkley rolling out of the pocket, throws, and touchdown. Randall Telfer. USC refusing to go away. 5:27 to play in the fourth. 55-44. And how often in college football, or in football in general, you say we scored 45 points and lost? This game has just changed.
Who had a monster year for them last season and is really playing at a Pro Bowl level again.
SC showing onside kick. Can they get it? No. They'll hand it off to Barner. And Barner goes down, inbounds. And this is Lane Kiffin's reaction to the call.
You can tell he came up with a real thought and composed himself as a head coach. And now Oregon, look at the play clock, 17, 16. Now they're going to start to milk it a little bit and run their offense.
Barner. They pitch it to Barner. He juggled it, and he won't pick up the first down.
See, now after the loss, you think about punting it away if you're Chip Kelly. If it was fourth and real short, I think you try and go for it. But the bobble on the start to throw up the timing of the play. And look at the swarm by USC. Dawson there first. TJ McDonald, Leonard Williams, Hayes Pollard.
So Oregon will punt for the first time tonight.
Remember, they had a point after touchdown blocked. You've got to protect in this situation if you're Oregon. You would expect USC to try and go after the block here.
Robert Woods back deep. Jackson Rice at the 38. And out of bounds. First down and 10 at the 15. 3:35 remaining in the fourth for Matt Barkley. Do or die time for the Trojans. Barkley scrambling, throws across his body, incomplete. Pocket breaking down, Marquise Lee, the intended receiver.
True freshman DeForest Buckner, number 44, got off the line of scrimmage. Excellent pass rush, pushed the pocket back into the face of Barkley, helped force the incompletion. First down, they just rushed 4 and dropped 7 with a 10-point lead.
Delay of game. Offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
No, the automatic thing is you've got a senior quarterback. How does that happen? Without knowing exactly what point in the time clock he had the play call in, I can't go and just say simply that's on him. You got to know how much time he had in order to initiate that play process. That's a mistake USC could ill afford to have.
Second down and 15. Barkley short drop underneath. Robert Woods dives forward, gets to the 20. Kiko Alonso stops him. 400-yard day for Matt Barkley, 4th time in his career. 3rd and 5. Down by 10. Barkley to the sideline, and Aguilar drops it. First mistake of the game for this young man. He had the first down as well, so that brings up 4th down and 5.
He picked a heck of a time to show that he was a freshman, because we hadn't seen it all game long, had we?
Not at all. USC has to go for it. Time not on their side. Marquise Lee in the backfield. Barkley, incomplete. And USC turns it over on downs.
And Nick Aliotti, the D coordinator, said forget playing coverage. Watch the pressure, right? Watch everybody coming to him. And now what? They covered everyone else. And even the nose tackle, Taylor Hart, dropped into zone coverage, and I think that fooled him a little bit. Normally he would rush. He dropped and took away the middle zone. Alonso, a really nice job shadowing Woods. Look at the coverage there. Aguilar can't get open. Well done by the Oregon defense.
Oregon now at the SC 20-yard line. Varner. Oregon messing up our broadcast. Get to the line of scrimmage so quickly.
And you know something, if Chip Kelly knew that had happened, he would love it, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would.
Faster, faster.
Varner. First down, touchdown. His 5th of the day, but a flag on the play.
Coming back, be a hold against Oregon, the referee.
Offense, number 85, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Varner running.
You don't want to see him take a loss here for the record's purpose, right? Drop down below 300.
You hand it to him. He won't take a loss at all. Kenyon Varner again. That's number 5.
And figuring out what to do. And he waltzes into the end zone. I remember that year well. We played against Ruben Mays. My Tennessee team played against Ruben Mays and that Washington State team. Mark Rippon was quarterbacking. They came to Knoxville and we outlasted them that night.
So SC will get the ball at the 35 with 1 minute and 52 to go. And Barkley complete to Marquise Lee. Barkley tipped and caught. Aguilar. Barkley in trouble, and Matt Barkley going down. First sack of the night for Oregon. Aguilar juking, can't get out of bounds. 3-point football game in the second half. But the big story, the Trojans just...
And that was led by the quarterback, Mariota. And then finally, the defense got a couple of stops, which helped extend the lead to where we are now.
4th down and 3, and this ball is caught by Robert Woods. Woods running, hurdling. Woods trying to get to the end zone and out of bounds at about the 2. 1st down and goal. 5 seconds to go. In the end zone, Marquise Lee with the touchdown with a second remaining.
There's still plenty to say to your team.
1,361 yards of total offense by these two teams. 16 touchdowns. 2-point conversion. And Hadari sends it into the end zone for a touchback.
You know, that's a classy move right there. You know why? The onside kick is one of the more physically punishing plays in football. And the result's not going to change even if you get it because the clock's going to run out.
As Oregon takes the knee, Chip Kelly now 3-1 against SC. His team remains undefeated, 9-0, 6-0 in the conference. As Oregon wins it 62-51 on the road. 62-51 the final.